Imagine you're this guy. You finish work after a long draining day and look forward to that hour where it's just you and your guitar. A text message. We've run out of bread. Can you grab some on your way home? 10 minutes gone. You cook your family's evening meal, tidy up. You remember that you promised you'd organise a loft. 20 minutes gone. You're tired, so you sit down just for a moment, and before you realise it, another 20 minutes have passed by and you still haven't picked up your guitar. You've only got 10 minutes left, so what's the point? Before you know it, the day's gone by and your guitar's gone unplayed again. The sad truth is that if you don't do something about it, your guitar might never get played again. You might not have to imagine at all. That might be you. And I want to say one thing, my dude. Daily life is difficult, and no one can blame you for feeling wiped out by your responsibilities and the unexpected. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on your passion for guitar. Welcome back, mate. It's great to see you. I'm Jack, and I want to talk about something that I think we've all faced at one time or another. Sometimes life gets on top of us and our motivation to play guitar, something that used to bring us so much joy and fulfillment, starts to feel like it's fading. I've been there too. I didn't play seriously for probably 5 years or so in my early 20s, and now I've got the opposite problem where my responsibilities try their best to get in the way. And I'm about to be a dad. In fact, by the time this video is done, I probably will be a dad. And that's an amazing problem to have, don't get me wrong. But that's what got me thinking about all this. What can we all do to keep our passion for guitar strong and get the most out of our time with it? First, you've got to take the time to honestly evaluate your relationship with your guitar and what you want to get out of it. Maybe you just play guitar casually, and that's totally cool. But if you're watching this, I bet you're one of us who really love this thing and want to know what they can achieve with it. Knowing what you want from the very beginning is key to this idea, because having a clear vision means that you won't waste your time. Like, one of my biggest goals outside this little YouTube channel is to write an album. Yours might be to learn a track that's hard as and way beyond your skill level. Maybe there's a technique you really want to nail. All these things require us to be honest and acknowledge the fact that this is going to take some hard work and commitment, and that feeling of standing at the bottom of the metaphorical mountain is daunting, absolutely. But most of all, it's exciting, dude. Right up there at the top is where your potential is, and knowing what you want and that you can get there is a buzz. Next, you need to really evaluate your time. I'm speaking from experience here, but we don't always realise just how much time we've got. You might give yourself 30 minutes, maybe an hour at a push to play guitar each day, but after a rough one, it can be easy to give yourself another 2 hours sat on the sofa watching TV, scrolling social media, or playing Call of Duty or Shrek 3 or something like that.
You are not high enough level to exit this maze.
Shut up!
Dude, believe me, I am a master of procrastination, but that's where you need to remind yourself of something. To be brutally honest with you, those hours of procrastination don't count for anything in the long run. It's nice in the moment when you truly need it, but 9 times out of 10 you'll regret it tomorrow when you wished you'd played guitar. But the good news is it's easy to fix now. You've already worked out what you want to achieve, so use those dreams to get you out of your seat. Even if you feel resistance, and you will, just pick your guitar up and start playing, even in front of the TV if you have to. The main thing to remember is motivation isn't something that comes and goes. It's more like a tap. The more you turn that tap, the more it flows, and so will your progress and passion for the instrument. So now you're ready to get back at it properly. You know where you want to be with guitar, but where do you start and how do you keep momentum? Let's say you've got an album in you and you desperately want to get it out. Just thinking, I want to write an album seems like a huge impossible task when you've got to work, sleep, clean, tidy, all that stuff. But when you actually think about it, an album is just the sum of its parts, and all those parts are absolutely something you can do in the time that you've set aside to play guitar. An album is a collection of songs. Those songs are a collection of sections, and those sections are just a collection of riffs. Suddenly writing an album is broken down into small milestones you can set yourself that will eventually evolve and become your end goal. If you just handle the small bits, the big bit will handle itself. Whenever you sit down to play, think about what small action you can take to chip away at the big idea. If you're learning a song, you might set yourself the challenge to just learn the verse section or a lick from the solo that you've been really struggling with. If it's technique you're working on, aim to play the part just a few BPM faster than you did yesterday. Day by day, week by week, month by month, you're improving and getting closer to that guitar playing version of yourself that you want to be. But you need to maintain that momentum, and the absolute best way that I've found to do it is the chain method. This is where a journal comes in handy, or the notes app on your phone, or a Word document. It's completely up to you. This is mine, and I use it for my entire day as well as guitar. That way you know exactly what you're aiming for and can make sure you're hitting them. But the most important thing is to record the days that you've played guitar without missing one. That's your chain, and the goal is simple. Don't break it. Keep that chain going for as long as you can. This is a visual way to support the process of building the new habit to play guitar every day and work on your passion. Psychologically speaking, Not that I'm a psychologist, but I have read some stuff. It takes, on average, 66 days for a new habit to be fully formed, and having something visual to back that up helps so much. I've been using this method for a while now, and I can wholeheartedly say it's absolutely the best way that I've found to ensure I've practiced guitar every day. The feeling of breaking your chain sucks so much, and especially when you're like 10, 30, 50 days in, that is more than enough to motivate you to pick up your guitar. But there's another great lesson to take away from the chain method. When life gets tough and you do break it, just pick yourself up and start a new chain. Accept that it's completely human to fail and just keep going, because if you let one failure bring you down, you're stopping yourself from reaching your true potential. The path to your end goal will have failures and tough times, but it's how you carry on that defines you. If you never stop playing, then you never failed, right? For this last one, I want to ask you something. What do you normally do to unwind? If your answer was play guitar, then you're already part of the way there, dude. But that's not how a lot of people see it though, and this is why. Guitar is ultimately a skill that takes effort, and that effort can be hard to gather up sometimes, but this is the secret. It only takes effort to actually pick up your guitar and start playing, and that's because of the human brain. If you put picking up your guitar next to playing the Xbox, your brain will try its hardest to make you choose the Xbox. It's a psychological fact that the human brain is wired to favour instant gratification over delayed gratification, even if the results of the latter are far more beneficial. Your brain wants that hit of feel-good chemicals with as little effort as possible, and it doesn't take much to just switch the TV on. But what happens if you try something else? Next time you feel like chilling out and you go to reach for that controller, just pick your guitar up instead. Spend some time smashing those little goals that you set for yourself, or playing along to your favourite songs, or jamming to a backing track. I guarantee you'll feel loads happier and much more fulfilled because you've done something that worked on you that was actually beneficial, and that feeling will last for much longer. I used to play a game called Overwatch. It's an online multiplayer shooter essentially. I sunk hundreds of competitive hours into that game, and if I'm completely honest with you, I felt like most of the time. Partly because I was trash, but mostly because the losses stick with you more than the wins, and the fact that it doesn't actually mean anything. It feels great when you're in it having fun, but that's because it's designed to, and when you're done, the good vibes fade quickly. Guitar, on the other hand, gives you meaningful progression and a lasting sense of achievement. Aside from the fact you can't lose at guitar, which is an obvious plus, you're building a valuable skill, and even when you put it down, you know that you've physically improved at something. That feeling will stick with you much longer the more you do it, and that's how you hack your brain. As you build your guitar playing chain using the chain method and you achieve more and more each day, it becomes so much easier for your brain to say, let's go play guitar, instead of let's put Netflix on. Quickly, it turns guitar into the thing that you do for fun again, and not the thing that you feel like you should be doing. That's the real ticket to seeing the success you want. After a rough time, passions start to slip and it's hard to motivate ourselves. But with the right frame of mind, you absolutely can and will achieve the things that you set out to do on guitar. It just takes some honesty with yourself and a bit of work, and soon your passion and motivation for playing guitar will be right back with you. These are the things that help me stick with it, and I really do hope that they give you as much benefit as they've given me. It took me years to work these things out, so I really wanted to share them with people like you who might get some benefit from them too. Remember though, go easy on yourself. Life's hard at times, so make sure to balance your effort with time to recharge. Always make sure you've got time for yourself. And if sometimes that's not guitar, then that's cool. If you've got your own tips for staying motivated to play guitar, then please share them with me in the comments. That sort of information is invaluable, not just for me, but for everyone else as well. Let me know if this video helped or I'm just talking shit. Hit the like button, all that stuff. And while you're here, watch this video next for a bit more guitar motivation.